Hello, I'm Gag. I'm a main support player from the clan Uncut Gaming. I want to show you how I play Zyra. I have over 200 ranked games with Zyra and I think more than 250 normal and harem games, so I think I know how to play Zyra and I want to show you what I'm doing. I basically want to walk you through the laning phase, mid game and end game. I have to admit it that I haven't done this that many times. It's gonna be my second time. First time was even worse. I mean, this time I at least have some game sounds, so this should be better. At first I wanted to make a big list of things what I did right and wrong and go down that list and skip to those plays and analyze those, but I decided against it because this way I only watched it once and I played this game like a month ago. Well, maybe not a month, more like 1-2 weeks ago actually. So I I watched this video once and I think this way I can give you my honest impressions. So I'll just slow it down for a bit. In the laning phase you basically want to have presence. Right now I'm trying to basically enter the forward bush and try to establish some presence there. And against some supports you can do it, you can enter the bush and they might run away. And also try to do some auto attacks on Janna to get a feel for how she plays and to see if she will auto attack me back, and that way I get a feel for what I can do. But now that I have level 2 I can try to poke them down. My target would ideally be Caitlyn, but because of her long range it's not gonna be that easy, so I should probably focus more on Janna. And because she has a shield I have to be careful, because she can shield the damage, and because of Caitlyn's long range she can harass me down. So it's not an easy matchup for Zyra, but the good thing about Zyra is that you can play any matchup and you'll be fine. So you just try to, for example, right now I can't try to root Caitlyn because it's not gonna do much because of the many minions, and we can follow up on that. If we would have tried to attack Caitlyn, we would take too much damage from minions, and that's just some waste of mana basically. So right now we should try to push up the wave a little and keep it away from the turret and try to harass Caitlyn. That's what I was talking about. I didn't exactly catch her out, but I did some damage on Caitlyn, but Janna shielded that away, and the rest Caitlyn will lifesteal back, so I need to be careful because I don't have that sustain. I also don't exactly want to catch Caitlyn in the middle of minions like this, because it messes with the laning phase, with the waves and the pushing and so on. Because I'm not one of those people who communicate a lot with the AD carries, I basically let him do the pushing and the waves, and I try not to mess it. So here comes a gank from Zac, and let's see how it goes. They don't have wards there, so they don't see him, and I try to root Zyra. I usually try to use root behind them, but Caitlyn felt safe and didn't need to run, so she didn't exactly stand in my route, but I think, no, I didn't slow her down actually. So right now I waste my flash and exhaust while Janna still has her Q. And that way they get away and I waste 2 summoners. I should have realized that she still had the Q and I shouldn't have flashed because Twitch couldn't follow up on that. So we are at a slight disadvantage because I don't have summoners and they do. So right now I wanna pause again. We have 2 options. Right after a kill or when they back off, we can start to push the wave and push it up to their turret and go back again. That way they get items, we push up the wave, we get items as well, and we come back equal. Right now Twitch doesn't do that, and I'm not doing it either, so we just stay in the lane. This way, when Kate and Jana come back, they have an item advantage. Caitlyn has a Vampiric Scepter, but Twitch doesn't, so technically they are ahead at this point. But we get a level advantage. Now we are both level 5 and they're level 4. But technically you can consider that we are still behind in items because 1 level gives I would say, I'm not exactly sure, but like 400 to 600 gold in stats to Twitch. And Caitlyn's Vampiric Scepter gives, I don't know, 800, how much is it, can't really remember. So technically I guess you could say that they're still ahead, so if we want to do something we have to do it now with the minions advantage and while they are level 4. And if they try to fight us, they can, because we have a lot of minions. But I try to catch her out, it doesn't really work out, so the laning phase continues like usual. After they reach level 5, now they are ahead of us. Wait, I'll forgot to check that. So we'll see that again. So the ward still up. They should have seen that. I guess they weren't paying a lot of attention, but I managed to slow Caitlyn down with my root, and that basically is. I managed to get a kill. At this point we could have played smarter because Zack still had his passive, but obviously we had no idea, but you can see that he wants to tower dive, so we could have followed up on that, but instead we turn around and run away. We could have gotten a second kill there, but instead his passive gets popped. So anyways, now we are technically ahead in lane. Now what's left to buy items and then we can maybe outplay them. We'll see. But the thing about playing against Jana is because she has that Q and the slow and you miss your route and your engage. There's a long way for you to run back with such a slow speed, and Caitlyn's long range, she can do a lot of damage while you run back. So you have to be careful with engages. Okay, now we are both level 6. I tried to use ultim on Jana because she was way out of position and she flashes away. But 1 flash for ultimate is an okay deal. I would have preferred to waste Caitlyn's flash, but it was down anyways, but it's still okay. So I remember there was a ping, so I go clear it out. And we can continue. Just get rid of some traps. maybe the jungler comes and steps on the traps and you don't want that. As usual, try to catch Caitlyn or Janna out and do some damage with your poke. So I'll just speed it up. I don't know where the interesting stuff happens, so I don't know when to stop the speeding up process, but here you can see that Lee Sin comes to gank. And running, trap in front, but I flash away. And they got one kill. You have to be careful when you play against Lee Sin because he can lane gank very well and you can't really ward against it. Unless you place a ward right here. But it's easier said than done. I'll just put the camera back on me. Right now I have my ult back so we can try to make some plays. Okay, Zac is back. Okay, I'll just scroll. Okay, he... too bad I wasn't there basically. With your ult and root you can see someone for a long time. Unfortunately we don't know about this ward in our bush. We see the ward in the enemy bush of course, but we have no idea that ours is warded. I could have used my ping to basically clear it, but we get an engage, but Lee Sin is there as well, so we decided not to follow. And it's a good thing, you don't want to fight Lee Sin. You can see in the maps that he still stays there. As I said, if I had a ward in this tribush I could see Lee Sin and know what he was doing, but it's hard to put a ward there. So right now I can try to still poke someone, but it's kinda pointless to poke Caitlyn because Janna will shield her and she will just lifesteal the damage back up. So without your ults there's not much point in doing that. The better option would be to harass Janna actually. Your goal could be to harass down Janna, like here. What's gonna happen? There's some damage. But if Janna gets low, we can start to zone out Caitlyn. And since we can't kill Caitlyn, that's the only thing we can do to give us ourselves some advantage. Okay, so we tower die. Caitlyn has a passive, thank god, and Annie gets a nice stun. I exhaust Caitlyn so she can't follow up, and do we get another kill? That doesn't look like it. But Zac comes. Not Zac, that's Zed. Does he catch Zac? Oh, that's a nice move. Okay, we'll just skip back a little bit. See what happens here. Yeah, so Lee Sin, I don't think he wanted to go in, he probably just wanted to shield Caitlyn, but he was so low that they could just kill him. I should probably trigger that trap, but I don't know why I didn't do it. Since I have my ult, we can try to catch Caitlyn out. We could technically tower dive if I catch her with my root and ult, but she still has her ult and Zenith and she can escape it. But if they had continued to to run to us. I could basically... Do I try to rotate? Yeah, I try. But because of Janna's CC, I can't follow up with my ultimate. And nothing major happens. I actually missed my route, but decided to ult anyways and managed to split them up. If I had landed my route, it would... It could have been a kill, maybe. I'm sometimes impatient. One advice I can give you is to not waste your ultimate if you don't land your route, especially against someone like Caitlyn who can jump out with her net and has a flash. But sometimes I just use my route, see that I don't hit it and ult anyways. And the route has a very short cooldown, it's at 11 seconds right now. I could just wait another 11 seconds and try again. I thought they were doing dragon. Wasted the pings there. But they didn't do it. So we'll just skip forward. Okay, right now I started with a Philo Stone because I couldn't afford the side stone on my first back. And I prefer to get a Philo Stone instead of a Ruby Crystal. If I can't afford the side stone my first back, of course. I mean, Zyra doesn't really need that sustain that a Philo Stone gives, but it's still nice. You don't really need the mana regen, but... Okay. Anyways, what I wanted to say is that you don't need the mana regen, but the life regen can be good. Especially against someone like Caitlyn who can harass from a long range. But anyways, here I see that Janna's out of position. I don't see... I can't remember if I saw Lee's that he was so low, but I just see Janna. I'll just slow it down. And I see that Annie lands her stun. And the good thing about walls and flash is that a wall can help you cover longer distances. So I'll just flash over the wall, root her while she's still stunned, and we can get a kill here. Okay, if you are ever playing Janna, I recommend you don't do that. Let me just skip backwards and explain what I mean. Okay, we catch her with my root and she ults, she pushes us both away, and after the root ends she's still staying there trying to get some health back, but the health will be very minimal that you can get back. So if you push someone away and if you are in danger, don't try to heal yourself up, just start walking, run away as soon as you use your ult. But this allowed me to use my ult and get us a kill. Okay, let's just skip forward. Right now we get the mid turret and we get dragon. Okay, Lee Sin comes, he has smite, but we don't, so he can technically steal dragon. But the good thing about the root is that, let me just show you, he lands the Q on dragon, but he can't follow up on it because he's rooted. So we can finish it off and kill Lee Sin because he used all his abilities and can't escape anymore. Okay, I'll just speed up. And Zed gets a bit greedy as well, so I exhaust him and he can't do that much damage and we get another kill. So this is a huge advantage. In 1 or 2 minutes we got the mid turret, we killed Janet, the mid turret, we got Dragon, and got 2 more kills. That's a huge advantage and you can basically start to snowball off of that. If it's a close game and you get 3 kills and Dragon, it can almost guarantee you a win if you don't screw it up and your team comp allows for a normal team fight at the end. I mean, I had a lot of situations where we were far ahead or far behind and because of the team comps we couldn't win a single team fight. So it's good to keep this bush pinged, because if you get mid and bot turret, the enemy support will try to watch that bush always. And you just ping it and deny the vision, and that will allows you to basically invade their jungle and push your advantage. Okay, we catch Lee Sin. And this is where practicing your roots comes in handy. I managed to land my root over the wall. I didn't pop the plant because I placed the plant a little too far away, but a root was enough. The good thing about the roots and the plants is that even if you miss the root and pop your plant, it will still slow the enemy down. So you don't really have to hit it. Zyra miss it and we don't get a kill on Caitlyn. So everyone's... Now that was a nice genius from Annie. So I just tried to zone out Caitlyn and managed to do so as well. And even though we were very low on health and we got a kill. But here we overextend a little. So we still try to I see Twitch here. And I think that we can still try to get some kills. But what I don't see is that he has no mana. So basically my awareness was bad, so I still try to make plays and try to do something, waste my flash and die. Does he get away? Yeah, he gets away. He's Twitch. You can't see him. So as I try to find him, it's not really such a good idea because, well, it's... What are the odds that you will find him? But instead you could just... Yeah, get blue. We think that they are doing dragon, but... They would be too low to do... Not dragons, it's baron. Dragons on the other side. Okay, so what do I do? Yeah, I got ninja tab in this game because basically everyone's AD. It helps prevent some damage from Lee Sin, from Caitlyn and from Zed as well. Just a bit. And of course it gives me armor for Nasus as well. I think Nasus Q does... Yeah, it does AD damage, so Ninja Tabi was a good choice for this game. But most of the time you will go CDR shoes or maybe Merc threads and sometimes boots of mobility. A lot of choices for shoes. Okay, let me speed up. Right now we should try to push for some objectives. We should push our lanes and ideally I should be getting oracles right now, because we are ahead and we can clear the jungle from wards and keep pushing our advantage. So Janna gets a bit out of position and I just root and ult her. That's such a long CC that you can't really run away from it if you don't have flash or gap closing. So I don't know about Caitlyn, so I see that she's still there and we decide to back off. At this point, yeah, I have what for Baron, but we can also get Dragon, and I think that's what we are doing. We just run straight to Dragon from a fountain or whatever you call it. Okay, Nasus is quite tanky and I think a little bit fed. Not really fed, but he's quite tanky, so you have to exhaust before he can start to use his Q on you. So he was out of position, I exhausted him, we killed him, and we can get a few more objectives. Oh, that was... I mean, if Kennen had gotten the stun off, it would be a kill, but since we are kind of ahead, we can just try to make plays instead of play consistently. If it's a close game, you shouldn't try to make plays. Then you just try to do what's safe. Okay, Zed engages on Annie again, and Annie uses a Grey Genius. And she has a stun up. Does she stun Zed? No, she doesn't. Caitlyn's behind, which isn't really a good position for her because she can get caught out. And she doesn't have any peel, so she should have jumped the wall. But anyways, I catch 3 people out with my ult. Zed can't follow up, Lee Sin can't follow up, and because Caitlyn doesn't have peel, she can't do that much either. But she had some nice trap placement, and I guess she was relatively safe. So I wanna skip back and see what exactly happened. So we got the turret, and they wanted to engage on Annie. I think it was... No, they were trying to get Zac. And at this moment they are both together and it's like the perfect time for an ultimate. And just look at that long CC. They're still CC'd. First it's the roots and the knockups and a little bit of a stun. It's just perfect for a team fight. And they can't follow up anymore. We're a bit lucky that Twitch survived. He's so low. And you can see that Kennen also did a nice play. He wanted to go for Caitlyn, but saw that he couldn't go through the traps and just turned around so he wouldn't die. So overall I would say that the team is smart and know what they're doing. Not doing any silly mistakes. That's a nice sign for a win. So right now we should still try to watch the jungle, Baron and other objectives. Right now I can't remember if I get an oracle right now or not. Let me see. Yeah, I get an oracle. Usually if you are ahead and you can clear out the jungle, it's really a perfect time to get an oracles because they can't watch their jungle anymore, and because you can clear all the wards out, you can take all the vision away from them. We seen this is, and I wanna do a public service announcement here. Let me just back up a little. So the new oracles, it has a shorter distance. And I'm used to the old distance, of course. I enter the Baron pit. And I can't see this ward. Let me just... Yeah. This is a vision that I see. And all my life I've been playing with an oracle that provides vision on wards there. And suddenly it doesn't. So enter the Baron pit, I think that there are no wards, and I go away. So with the new oracles, you have to enter the Baron pit deeper to check for the wards. Otherwise, it's gonna happen that it's actually warded and you don't see the wards, and you know, can lose Baron and that kind of stuff. I think it actually happens in this game, so I'll just keep watching. But just keep in mind that you need to check the Baron bit more carefully. As I said, I don't have a list of things what happens in the game, so I don't know what happens here, so I'm just trying to speed up the game, slow it down, and do it like this. Okay, so we get the inhib. In a close game, I suggest to get what you can get. We could get the inhib, we took it, and we went away. Of course, we could have tried to fight them, but fighting is always risky, of course. There I'm trying to catch Zed, but he flashes the root and does he get away? Can't remember. Yeah, he gets away. So he starts to fight and I tried to root him and I wanted to ult him as well, but I couldn't because he flashed the root, of course, and wasting ult after that would be pointless. And here is what I was talking about. We are doing Baron and we think that the enemy can't see us. We think that it's safe and that there's a very small chance that Lee Sin can actually jump in and steal Baron, but I actually go over to try to watch him, try to see him, but because he had vision in the Baron pit, he just got Baron. He dies after that, but still, they got Baron and that's an advantage for them. Now we are only 8k ahead. It's still a lot, but this should have happened. You should check the entire Baron pit forwards. So we still try to push the lanes. We can go in the jungle, clear some wards right now. Basically take some vision away from them. Here I pop Shurelias for no reason at all. That was a misclick. I actually want to say why I got Shurelias, because Zac has a long range engage, and if he jumps in the enemy team, we have nothing to follow up on that, and it takes time and flashes to follow up on that, and with Shurelias we can just... Okay, there's not much happens there. With Shurelias we can negate that and follow up a lot sooner. What happened? This is a messy team fight. I mean, it's just... It's one of those team fights where you don't know what you're actually doing, and the team that's ahead in gold is gonna win. So we try to get the turret and they can't really defend it because Zed could go for some kills, but he doesn't have energy right now, and Annie has a stun and Janna doesn't have mana. So we get the turret relatively safe. Since we are low on health, it's time to go back. So at this point, there's not much objectives left. You should get your buffs, your blue and red buff. And ideally you would have an oracles right now. So you can keep pressing your advantage to clear the enemy jungle of their wards. And keep pressing on. Yeah, sometimes you can't afford it, and it's okay, but in solo queue games, it's not that important to have oracles. I mean, you can just get by without it. It's a lot more important to get oracles if you're playing in a team. I think this is where you can see the importance of Shurelias. So Zed jumps in, and you can see that we are very far away from it. And to follow up on Zed, to do some damage to the enemy team and to actually get some kills, we need to use either flashes or gap closing abilities. And for Annie to land a stun, she would need a flash and walk a bit. Twitch also needs to walk a bit. Kennen can get there a little faster, but what helps is the Shurelias. So I pop Shurelias, and we can follow up a lot sooner. So keep that in mind if you have long range engage or engage with gap closing abilities. Shurelias helps a lot. Okay, that's just a generic team fight. After that, it does just engage. That was interesting, I think. Yeah, Zed's ult isn't up. He could have killed Kennen. But Kennen gets away safely. So right now we are 9k ahead. We keep pushing our advantage slightly, so it's time to finish it, to finish the game. Baron's gonna be up soon, but before that we need to take all the vision away from them. That means clearing all the wards that I can find, so we can take a safe Baron. This time I see the ward in the Baron pit. John also has an oracle, so the usual Baron dance begins. They catch out Janna, and since she was alone, there wasn't really need for some follow-up. Okay, so Baron spawns. I keep clearing out wards. And I'm actually staying in this bush waiting for Lee Sin so I can see him, but I don't see that he was at the top. But this time he doesn't get Baron steal. So right now we have Baron again. We can try to get away some vision, but we don't really need to do it right now. Some extra vision on their part won't help them at all right now, so there's no point in wasting time in their jungle. Right now our top priority should be to fight before the Baron runs out. So Anil adds a nice stun on 3 people. I use Shurelias again, so we can follow up a lot sooner on the stun. And then the generic teamfighting begins again, of course. But because of our follow-up, Annie's stun was basically perfect and I couldn't do anything against it. I just had to die, basically. And that's it, some more CC. Some killing of turrets. And the game should be over right now. Catching Caitlyn with root again. And that's it. GG. What I would like to mention is that I'm not as you probably guessed, I'm not a native English speaker and I make a lot of mistakes, but I hope it can get better. I'm not sure if many people will like a video like this, so I'll try to gather some feedback and who knows, maybe I'll try to do this some more in the future. But right now it's just a one-time thing for my guide and I hope you like it anyways. I'll see you next time.